hello. Yes, yes, yes. Guess who is back? Yes, I'm back with a bang and I've come with a fight. How dare you people do this to us whilst I was on break? What is happening? What crime have we committed as women and children of this country? I wish I would have come back with some really exciting news. But no, today we have come back, the standpoint, we have come back with a fight. This nonsense must stop. This nonsense of a rape, defilement, and institutions failing us must stop. Something needs to be done about our situation. Women and children of Ghana, is somebody listening? Anyway, welcome to the standpoint. My name remains Gifty. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. Ophelia Crossland Design Sews for me. Congratulations to Ophelia. She is the only African to exhibit in the recently held Swarovski exhibition in Dubai. Yes, the first African and the only African to participate. So proud of her. Please put your hands together for her. Ophelia Crossland Designs. Yes, Ghanaian women are making us proud everywhere. Yet in our homeland, we are hearing these horrible stories. Something needs to be done. Well, I also say thank you to Power Cosmetics for my makeup products, applied by Makeup and more. Today, we are going to talk about, in the case of rape and defilement, institutional failures. And I have the right people to talk about it. Thank God I had a daughter that has empowered me to do more, to fight for the women and children of this country, especially for our girls. We'll be back. Alrighty, welcome back to the standpoint. Yes, this is the very first episode since my return. So for the last quarter of the year, actually the last quarter has already started, but for November, December, January, and trust us to bring Christmas to you. Already we are in the Christmas mood, but we are really peppered up for something to change, because it's been going on for too long. Well, let me say thank you to Walmart Africa. They produce Frytol cooking oil. Frytol, you know, it's always, the favorites. Faithful, never fails you. Go for Frytol. And then Fortune Rice. Fortune Rice comes in 3 types. It's for your specifications. The green package one is very good for the soft dishes like omutuo and then rice water. And then the orange package one is good for wache. And then the wine package one is good for jollof rice and fried rice. We're so grateful to Walmart Africa for coming back on board to support us. Watch out for their special campaign coming up soon, and you will be seeing them on the standpoint. Many, many surprises for all of us. Again, I say thank you to Dream Over, who power our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh. This program is also featured on ABN TV on Sky Channel 235, which is across Western Europe, part of Canada and Asia. Now, in the studio, I have the 2 very powerful women to talk about this issue of rape, defilement, and the failure of our institutions. To my extreme left, I have Miss May Carlin wuuf-caesar, who is a clinical psychologist. She's the Chief Executive Officer of Equilinks Counseling and Psychological Support and Equi-Consult and Organization Development. Welcome to the standpoint.
Thank you.
And then I have my own sister from another mother, being in the trenches long before me. I joined her and she will not let me sleep. She will not let me slack. She is Mrs. Irene Aborchie-nyahe, Director, Legal Assistant Network, Ghana. Welcome back to the standpoint.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Straight to you, Irene. What are we getting wrong? From you started in school, then to feeder, to wherever now. Still, cases of rape, defilement are on the increase. What are we getting wrong?
I wish I have the answers. I wish I had the answers. It's a sad situation, but at the same time, we thank God for programs like this that bring attention to the problems that we have. It is true that in recent times, we are hearing stories of children being defiled. We are hearing stories of rape. I would say that the frequency is due to maybe the exposure of the social media. A lot of people get onto social media. Information gets spread easier and quicker. So we will have to hear more about it. But I can also say that maybe we are not even getting enough. So those
In terms
are
of the
only
reportage.
Exactly. Those are only those that are courageous enough to come out and announce that I have been raped. Most people keep it a secret out of shame or being called names. Some of them sometimes even don't even appreciate that it's a crime. It has become a normal thing for them, for you to be attacked. Because sometimes when you report, you'll be told that you're a sports girl. Why did you go there? What dress were you wearing before you were attacked? So, majority of the cases are usually not brought to the attention of the nation. So if we are hearing so much and we are worried, that is just a tip of the iceberg. That is why we need to wake up as a nation and stop paying lip services to the childcare policies. And
hold on there. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. That is why we need to wake up. Maybe we are not getting it right. And is it a case of we don't understand the effect, or they think that women will have sex anyway and have babies? So if somebody's had sex with you, the difference is that you've been forced or you're done against your will, so it's normal. Is it that we don't understand the effect it has on the women and the children?
Bottom line, that it is. That is the point. Mothers, fathers have their children defiled. But the idea is, it's not that serious. They're children. They will forget. Even when they're teenagers. Again, as she said, it's part of our culture. And then again, the education is not out there that it's a crime. So parents hear about these things happening, but the point is, they're yet to understand that they have to report. It's such a long process also, as she said. So why bother? I mean, if she's not going to remember what happened to her, why make a big case out of it?
But what, once again, as a psychologist, what will make a mother, a father, agree that, yes, you've defiled my child, you've raped my daughter, but yes, pay this amount. Let's settle and let it go.
Most of the time, the fathers themselves have committed the crimes. They committed them when they were younger, and they were never punished for it. So when it happens to their own children, it's just continuity. You know, it's happened. It's wrong. We will smack the young man or the old man who carried out this act, and then we let it go because nothing happened to me. As far as they're concerned, nothing happened to their sister who was defiled. So it's just the trend. It's the culture, it's the trend, it's our way of life. And it's only when a mother or a father sits up and says, my child has been injured, my child has been affected psychologically as well as physically, because usually it's the physical signs that draw attention to what's happened. So it is only when parents say, hey, this thing is going to go beyond what has just happened here. My daughter might not be able to have a successful marriage 20 years from now. That is when parents will begin to sit up.
Do people who have been defiled or raped before ever get over it?
No.
Do they ever grow out of it?
No. Obvious signs, yes. But then research shows that depression and of course post-traumatic stress is with the victim for the rest of their lives. Now, we must remember that about 30% of victims are what we call asymptomatic. They probably will not show any physical signs or psychological reactions. They will live normal lives, get on. Some repress the actual act because it is too painful to remember. as she mentioned, some of the reactions, guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, all kinds of things, stop children from talking about it. But when they're older, when they are married, some actually become abusers themselves.
Yeah.
Some actually go out defiling because that is what they know. That is what is still there that has not been dealt with. And it will resurface.
So I want to say something a little about why a father will accept money and forget about a defiled child or allow the situation to go away. You know, if you look at the procedure, when a crime is committed, you are expected to go to the police station. That is those who are courageous enough to go. And then you have to write a report at the police station. After the report is written, you'll be given a document, a police form to go to the government hospital for medical assessment. When you get there, you're supposed to pay about 150 Ghana cedis. Imagine a farmer who hasn't seen 50 cedis in a month. So the procedure and the process itself is discouraging you to the extent that it is easier for you to accept 2,000, which you haven't seen in your entire life, and then forget.
I think the politicians, who created governments think that the creation of the gender ministry is the most privileged thing they've done for women in this country. I think that's what they think.
I disagree.
Yes, May.
Can I come in here? I'm beginning to think that one of the obstacles to the ministry actually carrying out what it's mandated to do is the fact that we have different marriage ages in Ghana. I see cases, and the young lady will tell you he defiled me, and then the old man or older man will come in with his family members and say, "She's my wife." Now, at what point do you say she is too young? Because the thing is, we do have defilement falls within a certain range.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Below 16.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and it doesn't matter if there was no harm done, whether there was no injury, whether the young person liked it. No, it's still defilement.
Well, let me quickly say that if you ever marry a 7-year-old child, I think that you should be arrested immediately.
Yes.
Because the laws are so clear.
Yeah.
If you're under 16, you're not supposed to have sex.
Yeah.
If you have sex, whether as you said, the girl even invited you.
Yes.
Because the age of consent is not below 16. So even if the child is raised in a culture that she doesn't appreciate, that she's not supposed to have sex below the age of 16, that does not change the crime that you have committed.
Exactly.
So
Well,
if
that's the law.
Yeah, that's the law. That is the law. Now, after 16, if you force the person to sleep with the person, that is when it becomes rape. So the age is the difference.
Let me say thank you to House of Foods. Auntie Vera, once again, thank you so much. Yes, Auntie Vera, I'm back. Thank you for your support and everything. I'm so, so grateful. Thank you to Gogot Yogurt. Yogurt, always good for you. Very good for you. It helps in so many ways as a woman. And Cake Techniques, thank you. Eco Spa, drinking mineral water. Good to have you back. We are grateful. Veraldo Pineapple Malt Drink from Casapreco. The set design beautifully done by Jandel. La 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 Fresh Fruit Juices and Yep Cleaning Services. We are so grateful to all of you for your support. And Matamis, as usual, gives us the support. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this discussion. But remember, you can always catch up on our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh, powered by Dream Oval. Welcome back to The Standpoint. And yes, we are back on air the whole of the whole of October. We had some playbacks, but this is very new episodes. And yes, we are back with a bang. And we are talking about what others are not talking about. Let me say thank you to GTP, as usual, still timeless, supporting me and giving me in the cloth. Ophelia Crossland Design sewing for me. Ophelia, once again, congratulations to you. So proud of you. And you're doing amazingly well. Thank you to your team, Dora, Velma, Cindy, and all the young ladies and young men who are supporting you. Way to go, young lady. Well done, well done, well done. Paba Cosmetics provides me with a makeup product and Applied by Makeup and More. Today in the studio, I have with me some young ladies from the Women's Commission of Elizabeth Frances Say Hall, University of Ghana. Welcome. I also have with me in the studio ladies from Women of Passion, Proverbs 19:17. He that giveth to the poor has lent to God. Oh, that's interesting. So it's good to have you young ladies with us today, and I believe that you are happy you came for this particular, recording, right? Yeah. So, Irene, Cho, Neke, Fike Ghana, where are we going?
Yes.
In terms of, because in other jurisdictions, the state immediately steps in to fight for that child.
Exactly. There's a saying that if you want to see the future of any nation, look at the children. Mm-hmm. The children that we are bringing up today, they will become the leaders of tomorrow. So if all of them have been defiled and raped and they are traumatized, what Ghana are we going to have tomorrow? Traumatized Ghana.
Yeah.
Anybody can come here and come and say, okay, now sell the whole country to us. Okay, take it. Let's get serious. We are a bit, let's get serious. I am recommending that the police stations, there shouldn't be any competition with adults. Let's have special vehicles, specially positioned there for children. If a child reports to an adult that I have been touched or have been defiled, the child should be believed immediately. I don't see why a child will have to form such an idea.
No, they will have to consult the gods first.
Exactly.
They will have to consult the gods to determine whether the child is telling the truth or not.
Please, let's move on. No traditional leader has a right to sit on criminal cases. They don't have that jurisdiction.
Simple.
No traditional leader in this country. Be
I
you the most popular.
expected an applause from you young ladies.
Yeah. No. Because you see,
no, Irene, hold on. Do you young ladies agree that no traditional leader must sit on criminal cases?
They don't have that power. A crime, it is only the police. They have the right to investigate the crime. Usually, let's say that the Attorney General, they are responsible for the prosecution, but they have special arrangement with the police. If a crime is committed, no parent should take their child to the chief or to consult gods about it. They should go to the police station, and the police station should also be structured in a way that they'll be very receptive and very accommodating. There are times you go to the police station, the atmosphere and the look of even the people sitting at the domestic violence unit is not welcoming. They will ask you to sit there as if you yourself you have been detained.
Yeah.
You will sit there for 2 hours.
I was going to come to that. I was going to go to May for that. Even the atmosphere, the environment at Dofsu is depressive enough. Very depressing. What you are made to go. Some of you have been there before, yeah? Very depressing. Even the bench you have to sit on and you have to wait and, people going up and down and talking as if you do not matter. I mean, it's...
Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why parents don't bother.
Yeah.
But I also want to mention that apart from the traditional rulers who, in this case, defended the wrongdoer, we also have the religious leaders
Yes.
in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it's not...
Forgive and forget.
Yes, it isn't everybody who will go to the God, to the deity to inquire.
Yeah.
There are others who are going to religious leaders to report.
God said we should forgive 77
Forgive.
times. Thank you.
You see, recently a research that was carried out, I happened to be part of that research, and we were very surprised to find out that religious leaders were more inclined to say, let it go. The child will forget. In fact, one religious leader actually said, if it is reported, that young man's life will be ruined. Now, these are religious leaders, you see. But we're talking about the institutions.
Yes.
So now we've talked about
The
traditional,
domestic violence and
talking about the religious leaders. How about the educational institutions? If children are taught in school that as soon as someone touches you in the wrong place, it doesn't matter who it is, report.
But unfortunately, teachers are touching.
Yes,
Head
the
teachers are
not,
touching.
They're not. Oh, yeah, we've had cases in the past where whole schools had to be closed down because teachers were touching. But the thing is, if it's part of the curriculum, right from the start, we should constantly be telling young ones, you know, as soon as they start talking, when they know about their things. You see, for psychologists, we look at when children start to disclose. Usually the very, very young ones, the preschoolers, the disclosure is spontaneous. It's not planned. You might be bathing the child and the child will say, oh, touch my thing for me. You know, like Messi did. And then you will know. That is if there's no pain. If there was no pain and it was, you see, again, we look at defilement only in terms of, I suppose you're all 18 and above.
Yeah. Oh, but it's fine. Even the kids needs to know.
It's not about the sexual act. It's the touching and the fondling, caressing, and all these things all count as
Or
defilement.
inserting of fingers and objects
Yes, they all count
into the
as-
young girl's vagina or the young boy's
see,
anus.
And somebody will say, well, I didn't use my thing, so it's not defilement. That's usually the plea. You've heard many say that. Yes.
And even the recent one, sorry to cut you, May, there's one, her hymen was not broken.
Yes.
So it's not a defilement.
That is not a definition that is given to defilement. So maybe not allowing, we have to allow me to probably convince, but maybe I'll come back again to come and define into details what that means. Yeah.
So for us, the psychological reactions that come don't have to be after there's been penetration. Even the fear that somebody too old, somebody you loved, is doing something that you suspect is wrong. So even children as young as 3 can tell when somebody is touching them in the wrong place.
Yeah.
But because of they want to keep the family unit intact.
Yes.
They do not want to tell on a stranger. They don't want someone to be punished. They will keep quiet.
They don't want to be the cause of somebody
cause
going
of-
to prison,
exactly.
somebody getting into trouble.
And usually
for
that's the
25
threat.
years.
That's the threat that if you tell, I will leave. Especially if it's coming from very close relatives like fathers and brothers and stuff. That is the threat. I will leave. And because you want to keep your family unit intact, you keep quiet. So children must know that that person can go.
Yeah.
Did you
And
say
life
I will
still go
leave?
on.
I will leave will be the nicest thing to tell them.
No, but the point is the
They will
children
tell them,
are so
I will kill
afraid.
you. You will die.
Yes.
If you tell.
The threats of killing.
Yes, they will
But
say that
most
you'll
of the time,
die.
the children are worried about what will happen. If it's coming from a father, a stepfather,
Yes.
they worry. That's why they don't tell their mothers. You see, you asked at the beginning what would make a mother not say anything. And I have seen mothers who did hear
Yes.
and did nothing.
They want
Oh,
to
I have a
protect their marriage.
typical case.
I was just about to tell you about parental responsibility. The environment, if you suspect that your child is in an environment that will bring an opportunity for somebody to, I think that we should not let it be. For example, the research reveals that those who defile and rape, most of them are not strangers. They are very close.
They're close.
They are the next door neighbor, your houseboy, or those around you. So we shouldn't just be comfortable that, as for Kwesi, I know him. He's been around for 20 years. When it's a crime committed, when there is opportunity, then the idea starts coming that there's a small girl here. That is when somebody said the devil will start advising you. But it's not the devil.
Let me take a break. I beg you. We'll be back. You're watching the Standpoint time. Well, but inshallah, it will be well. Let's say thank you to Walmart Africa for sponsoring the Standpoint, being our main sponsor. They produce fried cooking oil and fortune rice. Fortune rice comes in 3 types. The green one, which is very good for the soft dishes or mutuo rice water. The orange package one, very good for wache. And then the wine package one for jollof, fried rice, and all the inchiches and all that. We are so grateful to them. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. Yes, we came back with a fight. Yeah, let me go to the audience. Do I have ladies here who want to ask questions or make a comment?
With regards to the parental care, these days, our parents are having this harsh attitude when you can't even get closer to your mom and tell her everything. The moment you see your mom in the house, you are afraid. So we are pleading to the parents. They should smile at us and listen to us.
I feel like we should look at the education in Ghana. For example, in Kenya, I saw it on social media. They are teaching people defense classes, not just the girls. They are teaching the boys as well. And they are teaching the boys that when a girl says no, she means no. She's not thinking about it. So I feel like in Ghana, we should try and adopt such a thing, that we should teach our children what consent means, not just the girls. We should teach the boys. And we should teach the girls how to fight and defend themselves.
My question is, the idea of fathers bathing for their girl child, is it a good idea?
That is your father.
Yes.
I, at the age of even 30, I will go to my father's room and tell him to button my, zip up or help me do my bra.
I have a relationship with my father.
Yes.
My son has the same relationship.
My husband baths our daughter.
Yeah. For us, you see, we look at it from a disease aspect.
Yeah.
We look at it as a psychopathology. So it isn't just every young man who's walking around who's going to defile anybody.
No.
You must have intent. Okay, so now
yeah.
we come into the law. You see, so people who do these things are criminal. For instance, in the case of this little 4-year-old, we know that he enticed her into the toilet. He said to her, do not respond when your sisters look. He actually sent the older sister to go buy coconut or something. You know, so he had planned.
Yeah.
He was a criminal. He was psychopathological. Yeah. You see, so it isn't just every brother bathing his sister, every father bathing the daughter or anything. You must have intent. You know, so it's the people themselves who are criminal, who are sick. So what we do is we tell our children about defilement. We tell them about predators, period. And then they will tell you if it is daddy who is touching you. Because you can't say daddy is a predator or forbid daddy from bathing. You understand? Okay. It's when the child knows that this behavior is criminal. Then the child will say it.
Okay. Now, in conclusion, Irene, let's define, is it define? Rape and defilement.
Oh.
What is rape? Of course, then you can add your...
Yes. We have, by implication, already defined what rape is and defilement is. The major difference is the age. If you have sexual or carnal knowledge with a female, as we define in our law, below the age of 16 is defilement. So if you have sex with anybody below the age of 16, whether with the person's consent or not, is defilement. Now, if you have the same carnal knowledge with a female, despite the degree of penetration, if the person is below the age of 16, it is rape. So that is the only difference. The age plays a major factor. And if it is defilement, you cannot say that the person consented to the sexual act when the person is less than 16. But you can have a defense if the person is above 16, that the person consented to the sexual act. So those are the major differences between defilement and rape.
And then the sexual act does not necessarily mean there's the penetration of you putting the penis into the vagina. It could be
The slightest.
Yes,
the slightest.
It could be using fingers.
Now, if fingers and non-sexual activity takes place, we can go to sexual assault or indecent assault.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But this rape and defilement, some form of penetration will have to take place.
Okay.
Even the slightest, you wouldn't say that I didn't go full out. The slightest.
Oh, I brushed. Your conclusion.
Oh, Gifty. Yeah, brush.
Conclusion.
Yes. So what will it profit a man if we are just talking about the problems and repeating it, and we are all feeling pains, and those that are in charge of the solution are looking more of the problem? So moving forward, even during the discussion, we were saying that if internationally, Ghana is the first to sign any international convention that has to protect the child. But when it comes to implementation, we will just go and establish gender and social protection ministry, and then we go and sleep. If you go to the gender ministry, the number of policies there, you can take it in Ghana must go. Yes. So if those policies...
And every government and every minister who comes there adds his or her own.
Yes. And now we are even going to amend to stop rape. We have the laws. We have the policies. Let us put the money where our mouth lies. We should stop workshops and conferences. Let's go onto the ground, practically to the police station. What problems do you have? Let's have a number that every child can call. Let's educate the children to know that this touch is the wrong one. And report, be bold. As we are all suggesting, let parents become their friends of their children. The children need special protection. So let us organize special protection programs and put resources at their disposal so that the implementation of the laws, as far as children are concerned, will be effective.
May, in conclusion.
And to add to it, before many of these people commit the crime, they start. It's not always the act immediately. They will probably follow you around, time you, touch a little bit, give you a sweetie.
Yeah.
I think the government should also look at training teachers, guidance counselors, so that they will tell the children from a very early age, when a man starts giving you sweets, don't wait till he has touched you. When he starts giving you sweets and it's not Father Christmas and it's not your uncle and it's not, please, this is a signal. This is a warning. If he starts, these are the things. We shouldn't wait for it to happen before we do something about it. When children learn this thing, in the Western world, they have that when somebody offers you something, immediately report.
It's no free lunch.
There's no free lunch. So don't wait for the person to give you the toffee the first day, send you into his room, he doesn't touch you. He waits 4 or 5 times before he pounces. He's grooming. The first time he starts with something, the child should tell the teacher. So teachers should be looking out for this. I think we should spend more time on training our guidance counselors. I see so many in schools, and really they don't know anything about identifying these things.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Everywhere.
By the time the case gets to you, the child will tell you it's been going on for a long time. But the guidance counselor should be able to detect that there's something wrong with this child. This child is failing in school. This child doesn't want to come to school. This child has become withdrawn. These are some of the signals. We shouldn't wait until the child cannot walk, and that's the case of this little girl, before we realize that something is wrong.
Oh, thank you very much. This is a conversation that I'm sure we need to continue. I hope that we will not just talk. We'll follow the talk with some action.
Good.
We take a break. When we come back, I'll give you a bit of me.
We have a surprise for you. Wow.
This one, oh, wow. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Somebody must be sacked. Wallahi. Which people cook this against me? Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow. Is it a picture or a painting?
It's a painting.
It's a secret.
It's a combination, I suspect.
Oh, wow. Don't laugh at me. Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Now tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Okay.
The microphone.
Okay. Sorry, I'm Joanna, and I'm from the UK.
Yes.
So what we're doing is, we're women, and we have passion for the widows and for the orphans. That's
Okay.
what we're doing. But it's based in the UK, and we've got reps in Ghana as well. So since it's a new organization, we thought we'd come and see you for little advice on how to start our little journey.
Oh, thank you so much. And you came at the right time because I have my sisters here who will also help you, and guide you because there's a lot of work to be done. I have widows, they have orphans, that they deal with. I mean, from some of them can't even pay their legal fees. So she does a lot of pro bono, cases, and May also does the same in terms of counseling and all that. And so it will be good to have you on board, and it's good to see you. And I really appreciate this.
Oh, you deserve it.
This is going to be in my office. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Mr. President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I haven't had the privilege or opportunity to congratulate you since you became president, 10 months now. Congratulations, sir. We are really, really happy for you, and we are trusting that you do well. And it seems you started free, as it is, we are happy. But please, say, should I go on my knees? Save the children of this country. Please, save the children of this country. Even if you don't mind us, the women, our children. Sir, Your Excellency, your credentials as a human rights advocate, as a fighter for human rights, cannot be disputed even by your opponents. Children's rights are human rights. So let us remember you as Ghanaians, as somebody who came and fought for the children of this country. They are our pride. They should be your pride as a president. Yes, we need the roads, we need the free education. But what is the point when they go to school and they are abused? When they go to school freely and come and they are disturbed mentally? We are not happy about how cases of rape and defilement are handled in this country. Even the case of this 4-year-old, we are not happy about it. She's become the face of all those who have suffered this fate. So maybe we are all talking about that. But there are so many people suffering this. Arise, say. Speak for the children of this country. Let us remember you. Let us remember you. That of all the things you did, one thing that stands out is that you spoke for the children. You stood for the children of this country. Say, I am personally believing in you and trusting you that you will do something because it's heartbreaking. It is heart-wrenching. I don't want to be personal. Kindly stand. Be the face, be the force, be the voice for our children. And let us save them. Thank you, sir. My name is Gifty. I have super crazy faith in God, and I want to believe in you, sir. I really want to believe in you. Thank you, sir.